Hey guys, it's Alex with Adventure Rock. I'm here to teach you guys functional exercises today. Um, Functional exercise, like I've said in previous videos, is anything that makes you better at daily tasks. Our daily task is rock climbing, so it's going to be pulling, driving with those legs, pushing to balance out everything else. Unfortunately, I don't have a pull-up bar in my apartment, so I won't be doing any pull-ups today. However, we will be doing some pulling exercises. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're going to need with things that we need today. We're going to need a yoga block or some sort of something light. You can use a water bottle if you want, that you can lift overhead and move around for some shoulder mobility. You're going to need a chair to stand up on or some sort of stool, something you can stand up on with one foot. And then we're going to need something that you can balance on your hand. I like to use a shoe. Another option is like a furniture slider. And you'll also need a dowel or some sort of stick or broom handle for our shoulder mobility. And that's what we're going to start with. So go ahead and grab and if you don't have a dowel or anything, you can also use bands, and because we're going to be doing what we call shoulder dislocate. All right, so let's get started. Now, I'm going to tilt this up just a little bit. What we're doing is we're making a circle around our shoulders with our hands. So our hands are going to start out in front of us. They're going to go behind us. A couple cues. First one is I want you to push your hands out as far away from your shoulders as you can so that you're going to make the widest circle that you can away from your shoulders. Second is we want to work your hands closer and closer together, but we want to keep it a moderate stretch as we go around. And we want to, but even though we want to get them closer together, we don't want to have to wiggle around. So starting out in front of us, we raise the bar, pushing out over our head, pushing out, keep pushing out, and the bar comes all the way to your butt, and we bring it back up, all the way up and around. Now, about the closest I can go together is the end of this little Swiffer pole here, and that's okay. And if you don't have anything to hold on to, that's okay. You can always just do arm circles. Those are useful as well. We'll get you maybe a similar result. It's 3, 4, and something else to be careful of. Keep moving. 5 is as you move overhead, common thing for people to do is to break in that low or mid back and that ribs flare out. Try and keep those ribs packed down towards your pelvis. Use 3 more. 1, 2, and last 1. All right. Next, the yoga block. You could also use a frisbee for this. You can use a light weight. Some people like to do this with nothing, or a water bottle. What you're going to do is you're going to squeeze whatever it is between your hands. Your arms are going to be straight. We're going to go up on our left knee. This is a half kneeling position. And once you're up on your left knee, I want you to hold this straight up in front of you. We're going to turn to you're on your right knee, left knee's forward. You're going to turn to your left, and you're going to bring the block up, overhead, turn to your right, and drive the block down. Now, your challenge through this whole activity is to try and keep your hips facing straight forward. So if you're facing the camera, keep facing that camera with those hips. Upper body turns, the rest of your body stays straight. So we're going to do this again, but we're going to go the opposite direction. So left knee is forward, right knee is down, and we're going to turn to the right, straight arms. Arms up overhead. Turn to the left, arms back down. And go back again. Do this 3 times each side. And then we're going to switch legs. And then one more time. Those arms straight. Something also to keep in mind is if you squeeze together using your shoulder muscles, your pecs, and your lats, you will get a really good benefit. So we're going to go up again. We're going to go up on our right knee comes up. We're balancing on our left knee. We're going to turn to the right, squeezing those hands together. We're raising up overhead, turning to the left, and down, back to the middle, back to the left, up overhead, turn to the right, and down. Keep squeezing that block, and back to the middle. And to the right, up, left, down, middle, to the left, up, turn to the right, down, the middle, and one more time. Breathe into the abdomen, and out, let it go. Last deep breath in. And as you breathe out, come to a plank. Nice hard plank, tuck that tailbone in nice and hard. Hold this for two more breaths. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we're going to go to up, downward facing dog. So from your plank, I want you to stick your butt up as high as you can and push into the floor as hard as you can with your feet. And try and get your tailbone as far away from your fingertips as possible. You want to keep those back legs relatively straight. And then try and drive backwards with your shoulders. So push your shoulders towards your toes. All right, then we're going to come back to a plank. And then to upward facing dog. Keep those legs nice and straight. Drive those hands on the floor. Come back to a plank. Tuck that tailbone in hard. And then drive those hips up high into downward dog. Do this one more time. Come back to your plank. Tuck those hips. And then let your hips sag, but knees stay strong. The upward facing dog. Keep breathing nice and long and deep to a plank. Three more breaths. And deep breath out and up into downward facing dog. Drive those hips up nice and high. Keep driving into the floor with those hands. I know those arms can get tired. Two more deep breaths. One. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, come to your knees. All right. Great work. All right, so now we're going to do a bodyweight squat. And on the last one, we're going to pry around and we're going to go side to side a little bit. Now, with your squats, to do a really functional squat, a couple of things that we want to make sure. We want to make sure our chest is nice and high. We're not leaning over too much and breaking through that back. Second, we don't want those knees caving in. And so we want to prevent our knee from caving in. And third, we don't want our knees going super far forward. So we're going to sit back like we're going into a chair. I'm going to go to that chair from your perspective. Sit back like you're going into a chair. So we stick our butt straight back so our knees don't go out past our toes. And second cue, rip the earth apart with your feet as you show the neighbors across the street, as in your chest. So we're going to go down, rip a hole in the earth with your feet. We're ripping apart with those knees, keeping that chest high. Go down as far as you can, still keeping good tension, and then come back up. Go down nice and slow. Come back up. It's 2. Rip a hole in the earth. And 3. Down. 4. If you need to, those feet can go a little wider. I'm not altogether too concerned with the direction your toes are pointed, as long as they're not like super far out. Wherever your feet land normally, when you set your feet a little over shoulder width. We're gonna keep going. I think that's 5, 6. Don't let those knees knock together. 7, 8, 9, and on 10, hold it down at the bottom. We're going to sit here for a second and take your hands, put your palms together, and pry those knees apart so that you can't bring those knees back together. And I want you to even pull apart. Use your glute muscles, the muscles in your butt, to pull those knees apart. Then I want you to rock around a little bit and explore this position. Now, if you can't get all the way down here, it's okay. Not everyone can. But even if you can only get down about this far, this is a great place to be. You can sit here and use it as a stretch and really work on the mobility of those ankles and the hips and just feel a good stretch. Play around with your positioning, leaning forward and back. Rock back and forth on those ankles. Try and get a stretch in your calves a little bit. All right, now we're going to come back up. We're going to do those exercises all again. So we're going to start with the shoulder dislocates. And if you don't have a dowel, you can just do arm circles. Arm circles are great. Try and do them smooth and slow so that you're getting really good range of motion out of that shoulder. A lot of times as climbers, we're reaching overhead a lot and we're pulling back down. So what happens is we end up because we're pulling so much and strengthening those pulling muscles so much more than anything else, we get into this like slumped over position. Like how many rock climbers kind of look like this as they're walking to the gym? Their heads forward, their shoulders pulled forward. We want to stretch everything out and strengthen the muscles that pull our arm back, but also stretch out the ones that are in front. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to show you guys from the side. The dislocates. Remember, packed core, don't let those ribs flare, and don't let that head jut forward either. Keep that head tucked back. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. See if you can go just a touch closer together on your dowel. 4, 5, 6. Keep pushing those hands far away from you. 7. Whoop, dropped it. 8, 9, and 10. Good work. All right. Now we're going to go back to our shoulder circle. I don't know what the heck you want to call this. I guess this is a variation of an arc press. We're going to go left knee forward. Maybe so you can see me a little bit better. Now, when you guys get into a half kneeling position like this, some people lean too far forward on it. Some people isn't like wide enough. But make sure that whatever position that you're nice and tall and strong over your supporting knee, so that, let's say you need to or want to pick up your front foot, you can do that no problem without leaning side to side a whole bunch. So if I'm leaning forward and I try and pick up that foot, I'm not in good position. If I'm leaning too far back, I can pick up that foot, but I'm not in good position. So nice and tall, in balance, so you can lift up that foot. Okay, so out in front of you with that whatever you're using, water bottle, block. I want you to squeeze it together. We're squeezing this way, nice and hard. Don't stop squeezing. And turn to the left. Push, 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 up and overhead. Keep those arms straight and squeezing together. As much tension between your palms as you can as you turn to the right. And bring that down. Keep squeezing, keep that tension. Building really good tension. And we go again. And this is going to be helping improve our overhead patterns, keeping that, as we squeeze together, it helps keep that shoulder packed down and back. Last one to each side. And then we're going to switch legs. So our right knee is going to go forward, balancing on the left. Remember, you are balanced when this is going to take glute activation. You are balanced when you can raise that front leg off the floor without leaning anywhere. All right, so hands out in front of you. Start to the right. Squeeze that thing together. Pressure between those palms. Up. Turn to the left. Down. Up. Turn to the right. Down. Up. Turn to the left. Squeeze together. Down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Up. Turn to the right. Down. One more on each side. You guys got this. Squeeze together. Straight arms, straight arms, straight arms. Up, 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 up. And down. Up. Turn to the right. Back down. Keep squeezing together. Awesome. Good work. One of my favorite little shoulder mobility activators. Really great exercise. In the plank and up dog and downward dog, those are really going to help your climbing too. It stabilizes the shoulders again. I'm big on stabilizing shoulders because I have a history of shoulder injury. But also, our sport, it is crucial that we have a stable shoulder joint because we're reaching out really far away from us. Sometimes we might lose control of our movement a little bit when we climb, and you want to be you want a healthy shoulder that can support stabilizing that stuff. Also, moving to these plank type and suspended positions, really good for building that core engagement, especially when those feet get far away from us. All right, so with that little rant, we have a little rest, which is perfect. We're going to start with our in a plank position. We're going to go upward dog, plank, downward dog, back to a plank, and feet. So we're going to start hands under your shoulders and step your left foot back, right foot back, nice and wide. And hold this for 2 breaths. 1, 2, in. And on your breath out, let those hips fall towards the floor, but keep those knees straight. Nice and strong quads. Use your hands, push against the floor to drag your hips forward a little bit, which also drops your shoulders down towards your back pockets. Deep breath in, deep breath out, return to your plank. Really tuck that tailbone in nice and hard. What we don't want in our plank is we don't want us sagging back. We also don't want our butt up real high. We want a flat back with a nice strong core. All right, we're going to move to our downward facing dog. Throw those hips up high. You need to bring your hands or your feet closer together or to each other. That's okay. As long as you can keep those legs straight, tail on high, arms straight, and press those shoulders towards your toes. Deep breath in, and to a plank. Long, hard knees, and you're going to bring your hips forward into upward dog. To a plank. Downward dog. Need to shake out those wrists, totally okay. We're going to move around a little bit. Like I challenge everyone to go on one hand and shake out for a second. Go on one hand and shake out for a second. Go to your plank. hold it. This is a good anti-rotation drill. On one hand, shake it up for a second. So let that back rotate. On one hand, shake it up for a second. Lift your shirt if you need to. Now go to up dog. Hips towards the floor. On one hand, shake it up for a second. Don't let your body move. Drive those feet into the floor to stay stable. Keep those hips forward. All right. Come to a kneel. Nice work, guys. All right. Love that exercise. All right, we're going to go back to our deep squat. I'm going to pry around at the end again. We're going to play with it for just a hot second. All right, so this time we're going to get a wider stance. We're going to go about a foot or so wider than you started. And remember, one of our cues is to keep those knees from caving in. In a wide squat, a lot of people tend to let those knees cave in. It's especially important in that wide squat to pull those knees apart. Imagine you have headlights on your knees. You don't even want those pointed straight forward at this point. You want those pointed as far to the outside over those pinky toes as you can to keep those shins vertical. So we're going to go down. We're going to go 10. Ready? Nice and wide. 1. Wide as you can go. So I can't go as low here. That's okay. 2. And if this is really easy, not even a warm-up, feel free to weight this. 3. Get those shins vertical, knees prying out. Chest up high. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And on your 10th one, we're going to stay down. You go down until you feel a stretch. I'm going to pry around a little bit. You can still use those hands to push those knees apart and really pull at those glutes to get those shins even past vertical to get a good stretch. As climbers, so in the training and fitness world, a lot of instructors are afraid to go past 90 degrees in their squats. I think doing that is great. We do that in our sport all the time, every time we get a high foot. So my argument would be, if you can safely practice what, if you can safely practice what you need to do for your sport, by all means, do so. What the heck is my computer doing? Okay, good. I'm still working. All right, so we're going to do another set of exercises. One's going to be a step up on the chair. One's going to be a drag through, similar to what we did last week. Last week, Wednesday, we did a plank and pulled the weight through. So yeah, you're going to need something heavy for this, or just something you can move back and forth. I don't care what it is. It could be a milk jug, it could be a laundry detergent jug, it can be a kettlebell, it can be a small child or a puppy, whatever. But we're going to do that same exercise except from a barrel crawl position. Next, we're going to do a little shoulder mobility on the wall, and then we're going to do some precise movements standing on one leg that you can progress to a cool at-home footwork exercise. All right, so starting with a step up. With your step ups, you can do these on a stair. If the chair is too high, you can use a small stool. If this is really easy, feel free to add some weight. That is up to you. All right, so when we do a step up, in a strict step up, just like in our squat, we don't want that knee caving in. We almost want to like aim it out towards that pinky toe, just like in our squat. Second, you don't want to be leaning all the way forward with that foot. And to make this a little bit harder, if, again, this is a little on the easy side for you or pretty doable, try to get as little drive to that bottom foot as possible. As we go up the stairs, as we push off that lower foothold to reach to the next hold, we kind of do a little bounce on that bottom foot. That's really good for efficiency. Not great for training, and here's why. You want to our purpose is to strengthen the muscles in this leg for standing when you don't have that bottom leg to start off with. So no momentum. Here's your goal is to stand up as smooth as you can off of that high foot without using that back foot at all. You want those hips to come up at about the same rate too. So we're going to do 10 on each leg. We're going to start on the left and we'll alternate. We'll alternate legs. So, whoops. We're going to go up on our left and we're going to go up, down nice and slow. Switch, up, down nice and slow. Up on our left. Go to the right. 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Now, a common mistake people make in this one, other than driving off that left foot, is they stand up with the heel on the edge or off the edge. Make sure your whole foot is flush up on that chair. All right, we'll do 5 more on each side. And left, right. Nice and slow on that lower. Show good control and keep breathing nice and smooth and slow. No drive off that back foot. Right. Nice and slow on that lower. Two more on each leg. Oops, I just went down on my right, up on my left. We'll reverse it just for good measure. All right, 2 more on each leg. Up on the left. Up on the right. Up on the left. And up on the right. All right. Good work, y'all. All right, now we're going to find our bear crawl position. Find something a little bit heavy. For me, the 12-kilo bell is about perfect. Again, if you've got a full water bottle, full gallon jug of water, milk, those work great too. Whole point of this exercise is to practice kind of pushing and pulling a little bit in a position that forces you to resist rotation. And we find ourselves rotating and resisting rotating all the time in climbing, just by nature of the fact that sometimes we only have 2 points on, sometimes we're just in a twisted position to try and reach that next hold or reach out. We got to move around a lot. Having really good stability through our core really helps that. This is going to come from our glutes. It's going to come from our quads, but mostly it's going to come from here. And our shoulders too are going to help. So you're going to start with your heavy object to your left. Start with your heavy object to your left. And we're going to find a good bear crawl position. And you'll notice that I use a bear crawl position a lot, or crawling patterns a lot. I just think they're really great. And you can do a lot to improve your climbing from a crawling pattern. Hands splayed out on the floor. And to really drive that floor away, your knees are going to be under your hips. They can be about shoulder width. And your toes are going to be up and curl up underneath you. Now, if this position, holding this, is challenging, to be able to reach through and grab something, we're going to stay there. If this is pretty easy, or if you want more of a challenge, you're going to bring your knees up. So knees are going to come off the ground, and notice my back is a flat tabletop. If there's a hot cup of coffee, instead of in front of me, it's on my back, I don't want to spill it. Right? So, go to crawl position, knees off the ground, and I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to reach through, I'm going to grab my weight, pull it off the ground, and set it down to my right. I'm going to switch hands. Take my left hand, reach through, pull with my left hand, and set the weight down to my left. Now notice as I move, my butt rose up a little bit. I'm going to try and resist that by keeping those knees as close to the floor as you can without actually touching. So we're going to do it again on each side. There you go. And it's back to the left side. Here you go again. Challenge yourself, see how far you can reach through without rotating. We're going to keep moving. 3, 4, 5. All right, rest. Common mistake. 2 common mistakes in this exercise. One is letting my butt rise, like I told you before. Second is as you march, hands tend to walk forward a little bit. Because some people want to make room for the bell. I don't really know why people do it. I do it too. Try and make sure those hands stay underneath you. If you start feeling it way too much in the front of that shoulder, it's probably because your hands are up here instead of underneath your shoulders. All right, so we're going to do 5 more on each side. You can move at your own pace, but breathe evenly through the whole exercise. So I'm going to do deep breath in, deep breath out. Keep good pressure here, as if someone was going to tap you in the ribs. They'd find it nice and engaged. They couldn't break through that abdomen with a little bit of a karate chop. So we go up into our bear crawl position. Knees under our hips, flat back, drive that floor away, and reach through with that right hand, drag it across. Reach through with the left hand, drag it across. That's 1. Right hand, 2 on the left. Right hand, 3, 4, and 5. All right, good work, y'all. That's a beautiful, beautiful little at-home little pull. You can also do a row from that position. Really good stuff. All right, a little bit more shoulder mobility. Find yourself a wall. If you don't have a wall, the floor works great too. We're going to do angels. And you're going to find a wall, and we're going to do a little squat against the wall. Unfortunately, I don't have another angle to show you this from. I wish I did, so you could see me from the side. If you're looking at me from the side, I'd be pressed against the wall, my back flat, and my hands being pulled back as flush, this forearm is as flush to the wall as I can possibly make it. So keep that spine as packed into the wall as you can. So when we get this little squat, we use that squat, engage our core to make a flat, our low back flat against the wall. We take our hands, we're going to pull them out to the sides like this. However, they can as flatly get on the wall as possible. And you're going to reach as high as you can without those ribs coming up or hands coming off the wall. Now, my hands come away from the wall a little bit here, but I'm actively pulling them back and fighting through the whole exercise to keep them flush. The reason we have to fight is because we're tight in the front and we haven't developed this position, this strength in the back. We need 10, that's 4, 9, 10. Good work. Really challenging exercise. Those of us who are a little tight in our shoulders. All right. Next, we're going to do standing toe targets. This is a really great toe precision exercise. You can do this at home with a partner if they have, if you could reach out and make a target for your partner. You can do this standing, you can do this hanging, you can create targets on the wall to tap. It's really up to you. You can create, you can choose little targets around your house. But the point is, for now, we're going to use our imagination just a little bit. I don't like to get too imaginative, but I think this is a really great way to build our toe-eye coordination for placing our toes on really tiny foot chips and then engaging them. So what we're we're going to do is we're going to stand on our right leg, and we're going to balance here for a little bit. We're going to balance, and we're going to move around. We're going to stay here for about a minute, give or take. We're going to take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and now imagine straight out in front of you, there's a little foothold that you want to stand on. I want you to imagine exactly where that foothold is. I want you to take your big toe, and I want you to place your big toe on that foothold like you're going to toe in on it. I want you to drive that toe into it, really engage. Pull on it a little bit. Imagine you're pulling on it, and then you're going to come back. Now you have another foothold, same leg. We're not setting this left foot down yet. This is a good balance exercise. Same leg, another left foothold. It's going to be up to your left side. You're going to reach out. Doesn't matter how far away it is. You're going to reach out. Try and stay stable over this leg. Notice how when I reach out, I have a habit of rocking forward to the side. Try and keep yourself as stable as you can. Reach out. Toe in on that toe hold. Hold it there. And bring it back. Now, we're going to go out to the left, out to the right. Try and turn to your right. Reach out. Oh boy, this is really challenging. Try and balance and reach on one foot, turning to the inside. Try and go to the right, toe into the toe hold, and come back. Let's find 2 more targets anywhere you want. They can be up high, they can be far away. We got to them. So you're going to reach out, toe in, pull yourself into it a little bit, and come back. Anywhere you want. Out to the right more, reach out, toe in, and come back. Cool. I'm going to do it on the right side. So, up high, balancing on that left leg, reach out straight in front of you, toe in on that toe hold it for a brief moment, and come back. Up high, foot to the outside, reach out to that toe in hard, pull. Imagine you're engaging on that toe. What are your hips going to do to engage on that toe? And then come back. And then we're going to go right foot again, but to the inside, out to our left. Reach out, engage on that toe. Oh, drive down, engage those glutes and your calves and hamstrings. Stay on that toe. Oh boy. Hopefully you guys have better balance than I do. Engage that toe and then come back to the start. Good work. We'll pick 2 more, mostly out in front of us. We'll reach out nice and far. And toe in hard. And come back. And one's kind of to the right. Toe in hard. Come back. All right, and I have a little challenge. In each leg, try and find one that's behind you. So reach back. Find your target. Almost make eye contact with your imaginary target. Reach back. Engage on that toe. And then come back. And then we're going on the right leg. Again, reach back. Engage on that toe. And come back. All right. Good work. Now this activity, pretty challenging, takes a little bit of imagination. Now imagine you can use sticky notes, a little tape or whatever you want, something that's going to be removable. You put it on the walls. And you can do the same exercise on the wall, standing in different positions. And again, if you have a hangboard at home or a pull-up bar that someone can help you with, they can take a little stick and point out positions. You engage with one toe and then the other. You can make it as challenging as you want it to be. That's probably my all-time favorite hanging footwork drill. It's just fantastic. All right, those 4 exercises: the step up, bear crawl, drag through, wall angel, and toe targets. We're going to do all 4 of those one more time. All right, so let's find our chair. We're going to go 10 steps with each leg. But this time we're going to do all of them on our left leg and then all of them on our right leg. And we're going to start at the top. We're going to start at the top. What I want you to do is I want you to go down so you can barely touch the ground and then come right back up, strong in that leg. So starting with the left. You're going to reach down, reach down, reach down, contact up. 3 second lower, hop up. 2, 3, up. 1, 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 2, 3, up. 4 more. 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, now we're going to go down with the left leg, stabilizing on that right leg. Again, don't let that knee cave into the inside. Really focus on driving with that glute. So, back leg straight. Going down with the right foot, or going down with the left foot. Down, 2, 3, up. Whoops. Down, 2, 3, up. 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 1 more. 1, 2, 3, up. Down, up, down, up. Last one. Down, up. All right, nice job, guys. Good challenge. Good burn. All right, so vertical dragsters. Find your weight. I'm going to get in a different angle for you guys. Find your weight. Hands on the floor. Now, I have a little challenge for you guys. If that last one felt kind of easy to you, whatever hand is off the floor and dragging, try and take that foot off the floor too. That's a good extra progression to make this a little bit harder. Well, probably a lot harder. So, but again, if that previous method was too challenging, you can keep your knees on the floor. If it was not challenging enough, you can make it harder. All right, so we're going to start with the weight on our right side. I'm going to pop up into your bear crawl position. Remove your right foot and left hand. Drag that weight through. Oh boy, that's going to really make you turn. Don't let yourself turn. Switch. Don't let yourself rotate. Switch. Keep moving. We're going to do 10 of them on each side. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep those knees close to the floor. 8. Oops, I was counting singles. Keep going for 5 more breaths. If I lose count, I just do long breaths and only exercise for the duration of my breaths. 3, 4 breaths, 5 breaths. Whoop. All right, good work. We're going to do it back to our wall angels. So we're going to try and keep that whole back flush against the floor or against the wall. Again, if you don't have a wall that's clear and open like this, I can take some pictures off the wall. You can do this on the floor too. Excuse me, I need some water. Doing this on the floor is a great exercise too. It's a little bit more passive, still active, but this is a bit more active. And so we'll have slightly different result, but they're both really helpful for similar purpose. So go back, flat against the floor, hands, forearms, flush against the wall. And if you hear clicking and popping in your neck or shoulder, try and get that chin tucked down and the shoulder blades tucked down and back. That might clear it up a little bit. So we're going to reach 10 reaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So, all right. We do our toe targets. We do 5 targets on our left foot, 5 targets with our right. And we're going to balance on that right foot. Left leg up. Target straight up in front of you. Notice I am trying to keep this back leg as stable and strong as possible, firing in those glutes, keeping the head nice and tall, toeing on that toe, hold it up there for a little bit, and come back. I'm going to switch legs. We go right foot forward, reach, 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 toe in, nice and hard, nice and stable. Come back. We're going to go out to the side. This time, reach something with your left foot that is kind of far away. See how far you can reach out to your left. And then hold it. Come back. Reach out to your right. It's just a foothold. You can grab it with that toe. Reach out to that foothold. Toe into it. And come back. Let's try one behind us on each leg now. Behind and diagonal. So you're trying to go to objects in your house. You can turn on a specific little piece of texture on your chair. Reach out to it, pull on it hard, and come back. Be literally anything in the house. Reach out, use my little kettlebell, toe into it, come back. Reach out with the left foot, up and diagonal, as high as you can. Woo, my active range of motion in this position is not that great. Come back. Right foot, up high, toe in. Come back. Reach behind you, down with the left foot. As far as you can. It's kind of like a diagonal single leg deadlift. Oh boy. Toe into it. Come back. Right foot now. Press on something behind you. Toe into it. Come back. Good work. All right. So, we got 10 minutes left. All right. We're going to do a couple little stretches. Actually, we're going to do one. This thing's called Bretzel. I learned this exercise over at Parks Chiropractic. It's great sports rehab. So Bretzel is going to start similar to a shin box test, where we're going to find 90-90 with both legs. We're going to try and sit up as straight as we can. Now, not everyone's hips go flat to the floor. If you feel a stretch, feel free to try and stretch into it a little bit. If you feel a hard stop, like it feels bad, don't force it. Not everyone's hips are shaped in the ability to be able to sit in this position. So once you're there, so another cue, make sure you're at 90-90 with your left leg bent at a 90 degree with the inside of your knee down. Your right foot, your right heel should be pointed straight at it. Should make a straight line out past your foot. So now we're going to take our hands and we're going to put them on the floor to our right. We're going to work our body twisting to the right. And we're going to drive up high. We're going to push with those hands and try and keep our head in good posture. Now, I'm going to hold this position. You might feel a twisting and engagement in that core. That's great. Drive up through. I'm going to take 10 deep breaths in this position. Four. Try to breathe through the core, not your chest. 5, 6. Keep pushing that floor away. 7, to keep those shoulders engaged. 8, And on your 10th breath, you're going to lean towards your right knee. And we're going to lay down on top of it. You might feel a stretch in the back of your hip. That is great. Lean over it as much as you can. Keep a moderate stretch. Feel free to work around on it a little bit to discover the little points of stretch in your muscle and how it changes as you move right to left. And really where you want to feel it is right in the back of the hip, underneath, kind of almost where you're sitting on that hip. Take 3 more deep breaths. On this last breath, try and lean down into that hip a little bit more. A common mistake people have in this position is in order to get closer to the floor, they bring their head down. I prefer to keep that back straight and try and bring the stomach down without arching my back. You get a lot more range of motion in that hip. All right. So next, we're going to turn those knees back to the left. We'll turn those knees back to the left, 90-90 with each leg. Oops, turn this way. And we're going to have our hands on the floor, work those hands to the left, pull, pull, pull. Each side to me feels a little bit different. That's okay. Ride those hands into the floor, push up as hard, push down hard as you can. Keep that head nice and high and chin tucked. This helps improve posture as well as mobility throughout the body. Do 8 more deep breaths. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And work towards your left knee and chest down so that the left side of your chest is just over that left knee. And we're going to work, again, that stomach down towards your knee. And where you can get to in this position is going to be different for everybody. We're leaning, turn a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here. We're leaning over that front knee. Get a good stretch to the back of the hip. Ooh. I stress breathing a lot, and you can come out of that. I stress breathing a lot because if you can breathe through something that's hard, you can own that thing that's hard. So focus on that breath and really use it to power your exercise, power your climbing, power your mental energy, whatever you need. All right, that's all I have for you guys for today. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to shout out. I'm happy to answer anything that you'd like. You can comment. You can suggest things or ask questions about if an exercise is functional for climbing or not, or what might help certain exercises. I'm more than happy to try and answer your questions as best as I can. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'll be doing this every Wednesday and Monday morning for the time being, until further notice. You guys have a great rest of your day.